Hi everybody and welcome to the Betway URC segment of rugby. We were just chatting off air, Mark, that now that there seems to be a path, a way ahead in this championship, because it's been so disjointed all year, and we'll be out of the Super Rugby Curry Cup games of strength, the Bull Sharks, Stormers and Lions, and then we'll be hosting some teams that'll be minus quite a lot of players. From the players committed to the Six Nations.
Yeah, I mean it's been confirmed the games that were postponed last year will happen in the next fortnight. We play this weekend, then it's a week off as well.
That's correct.
And then it all starts, and then it's full on. And we're getting teams coming here, and we're going abroad, and all our internationals will be available. So I think you'll see a whole different feel about the South African teams over the next 6 weeks. You'll see us breaking to that top 8, and hopefully into the top 6, and being there for playoff stages and having the confidence of the country to say, okay, this tournament is finally here. And I mean, I really do feel sorry for the organisers, the United Rugby Championship organisers, because it's been a mess through no fault of theirs. It's been COVID, it's been postponements, it's been border controls, that kind of stuff. But I'm a huge believer in this competition. I think it's going to become one of the big ones. I love the versatility there is. We've got the 4 Irish provinces there. We've got a South African quartet that traditionally has been strong, and then the sprinkling of the Scots, the Welsh, and a Benetton who can produce some good rugby and kind of produce the odd upset. It's a competition with variety, and from that we will go into Europe and play obviously the big European competitions. But big weekend for the South African teams, because there has been a changing of balance over the last couple of weeks.
What's with the Stormers? I mean, I know where you're going with that, but I mean, Stormers have...
Dobbo's finally coaching! They've let him out of the boardroom and they've told him coaching. He's been brilliant with his selections and the way they've played, and they've really had good second halves as well, where in the past they've kind of just fallen off. And I really was impressed with their performance in Cape Town Stadium against the Sharks. That's a very good Sharks side. That was just never in that game, and they weren't allowed to be in that game. They were snuffed out, and I thought it really, the 10-point differential flattered the Sharks at the end, and a lot of confidence that the Stormers gained from that match in Durban. 22-3 down to come back and draw it in the last minute, 22-all. We're speaking about even that game. Fussy, a lot of expectation on him now, showed inexperience to give away the penalty try, where if he had let the try be scored through no fault of his own, the guy still has to kick an angle conversion to get it to 22-all. So what I do like is that we've spoken up a lot of the second tier players, and now they need to start performing as well. But the Stormers, I need them to go there and pump the Lions, because they have that habit of going there and somehow being rolled by a Lions team that's been rolled by everyone. I think 2 very intriguing games, given that they are at altitude, but hell of a enjoyable to watch the Stormers play the way they have, to see the Sinatlas actually come good, to see the Stormers playing with confidence, and I think that, and
sitting 10th on the log.
Exactly, and they win there. I think they break into the top 8. And from there, the only way is up, baby. Correct. So
they're in 10th place. I think they've got 18 log points, and I think they've got games in hand on 6 of the 9 teams ahead of them.
5
on the standings. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, you need to do your
And
preparation.
then Cardiff. I think they've got 3 games in hand on Cardiff, and they play, I think, Cardiff, Zebra, and Connacht in the next couple of weeks.
Do you know that, or do you think that?
I'm thinking that.
Come on, you need to prepare.
Cardiff have 1 game in hand on them.
No.
Come on, guys, you need to do your preparation before you come in here.
There we go. Who knows?
Who's going to win?
I know.
Well, what I'm saying is they have an opportunity to move up fast, because they've got...
they've got 2 games in hand on Connacht, Benetton,
Connacht, that's it.
Ospreys.
There we go.
So, they can get into the top 5.
Yeah.
Look, the Stormers have surprised me. I never saw this coming. I thought Dobbo had resigned himself to the fact that he was CEO of Western Province. But hey, maybe having...
I think having Real there, kind of sorting some stuff out, Reynolds Rolls, allowing Dobbo to kind of get comfort to get on and do his coaching. I'm just pleased, because this is the kind of rugby we associated with Dobbo 3 years ago. When he came in, he spoke about what he wants to do with the youthful Western Province / Stormers team, and we started to see that come through. He has spoken about consistency, the need to go away and actually get good results, and he's also underplayed. Don't get too carried away with us now, because we could potentially disappoint you, So I think the one that needs a big game is Jake's Bulls.
Correct.
Because they haven't quite hit the heights that we've seen over the last 2 years, and they had a poor start to the United Rugby Championship. But he will want to knock over the Sharks at home and say we are still the premier South African side, because they weren't disrupted with big name international players being out, and they be a test for their tight five. That's where they struggle.
First to faith.
Yeah.
Well, and they've been the biggest spenders.
Yeah.
So they've got more depth than most teams. So, yeah, I've been disappointed with the Blue Bulls.
And even last week at 21-6, I expected them to just put the foot down and, they conceded a late try, 21-13. Yeah, they got the win, but I would like to see them put in a very, very good performance against the Sharks. Make a statement like they did in that Currie Cup final.
Yeah.
Because I still believe that the Bulls, if they do get it right, could be our main contender.
Absolutely.
If they get into a playoff place. Somehow they get a great import in their tight five. They just need one person there.
We just need to solve that tight head issue.
And then kind of they've got very good depth among their squad. So also good that this will be the last that we see of them playing each other, and then we'll get a greater measure when they're playing all the other teams, because it is intense, our derbies, and week in, week out. How do you sustain that kind of motivation if you've knocked me over 5 times? Play the 6th time, there's a good chance you may win it.
Correct.
So, I think this will be the last weekend of frustration for us, in the sense that Wednesday's going to ignite, and then we see the Munsters, the Leinsters come in here, the Scarlets, the Benettons. It's going to give that great variety to a tournament, and we also going to see where we are deficient potentially, but also where we're strong. Because a lot of times our heavyweights just cancel each other out.
Well, that's what I think is exciting, is that we're on the cusp of having these teams come over here, which we've all been waiting for so anxiously.
Well, they came. They landed on our soil.
Yeah.
We just sent them home.
Yeah.
No, they ran. We tried to keep them here, but they ran.
And we'll get a chance to measure them on South African soil, and then also see how many gains we've made since we played in Europe and got pretty cleaned up.
Look, I think when they come over during the Six Nations, they won't win a game.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, let's hope that's
and then we can write the stories. Oh, do we really need the Irish teams
Can
in
we get back into
the
Super
URC? Why is Wales even playing in it? We need more Italian teams.
We really need to be playing Zebra every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus, at the start of the season, I didn't even want to play them.
Okay, so who are we picking? Who are you guys picking? Lions, Stormers. Lions at home. Spread's probably 4.5, 5.5 for the Stormers. -5.5. What do you think?
Yeah, so look, I'm going to go Stormers to win, and I think quite comfortably. I say 12 points. Bulls are the favourites to beat the Sharks at home. The Sharks have been underwhelming in the last couple of weeks. They've got too many Springboks for me to continue to be that underwhelming. So even though I'm thinking the Bulls are going to win this game,
Come on, put it on the line.
I'm a little bit nervous about them Sharks. I'll say the Bulls, but I'll say by 5 points.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Stormers by 4.5 over the Lions, and I like the Sharks with +5.5 the Bulls, and they may well just beat the Bulls outright.
Right.
The Bulls haven't looked, they're flattered to deceive in this competition, and I think that I'm expecting a big game from the Sharks. Too much talent in that team.
How much for an outright win for the Lions?
3.1.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go with the Lions to edge it by 2 points.
You did this last time, and you were right. You've done it again.
And for the Bulls to just win a very messy game up north by 3 points.
9-6.
No, 1960.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for coming in. Always a pleasure. I just want to ask you one more question. This is away from the URC. Italy. Unless Wales failed to show up, because Wales had hosted them for the final game of the Six Nations. That'll be then, I don't know how many years in a row that they haven't won a game. At what stage do the organizers of this competition say,
Great question.
Fuck it. These guys are so shit. There's nothing, they bring nothing to that competition. Nothing, and I mean nothing. That's an insult to nothing. In fact, they take away from the competition.
Yeah.
How about the Springboks playing in the Six Nations?
Yeah.
They bring a lot.
Thanks for reading my column, Kev. 2024.
Didn't know you wrote it.
Thanks. I'll get a subscription for that. 2024 was a piece I wrote in the Sunday Times to say, boot Italy now and make sure the Boks are there in 2024 for the Six Nations to be the best
Premier.
international competition in the world, and let New Zealand, Australia play their Bledisloe Cup.
Yeah.
You don't actually need a World Cup. And because what a contest if those were the 6 teams playing. And 3 of those games being in South Africa as well.
How welcoming do you think the home union should be to have a team like South Africa that's so competitive? Because, you know...
It's an interesting question, because I think there's a little bit of trepidation.
Of course.
Because it's nice to know you got an Italy to whip.
Yeah,
exactly. To kind of get some breathing
space. It's still the Five Nations, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the one breathing thing in your schedule, isn't it? Playing those guys.
Exactly.
I mean, they
But how anyone can justify a competition interest, and we said this last week, 33 successive losses, the last win 2015.
Yeah.
It's just, and constantly trying to find a positive. They were great in the first 20.
Yeah.
Oh, they finished well. Oh, they got a great winner.
They fronted up. They were brave. You know, they didn't give in. They won't give. I mean, I hate all these sort of.
You know, and this whole thing, they've resisted this promotion relegation consistently. Like, why is it Georgia not playing in there and then Italy's playing? Because Georgia would take the same 40-point beating.
Yeah.
They're not good enough. So I think the Six Nations is devalued with Italy being there.
Definitely.
They never kicked on from the Dominguez era. When there was put Italy in the 6 and expanded thing, it was resistance. They had that golden generation of a very good side by their standards.
Yeah.
When that side retired, and they put them into the Six Nations,
Yeah.
and these youngsters just got smashed.
Yeah.
You know, so, and unfortunately, Italy never plays anyone below them either in the rankings. So they just take a beating week in, week out. You know, we spoke about Sergio Parisi, probably the greatest 8 in the last 20 years, right up there with Kieran Reid and Peter Spies. And he's lost more than 100 test matches. Forget he's played, he's lost 100 test matches, and he fronts every
winning
week.
bonuses.
And he's there.
Just think what they would have taken if he wasn't playing. I mean, we chatted about this last night on Pint Mark. We were laughing our asses off about a player that's lost 100 test matches.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's an incredible, it's an incredible thing to wrap your head around.
It's also incredible that World Rugby hasn't taken the opportunity, considering this.
Well, no, that's not incredible. Come on.
Well, yeah, I suppose you're right there. But I mean, it's amazing to me that given some of the stuff that's on TV that broadcasters pay for, that nobody's invested in a tier 2 Six Nations competitions that is on TV. That we see
That's a
Italy
good
against
point.
Spain, Portugal, Georgia.
Well, there can't be much value in having Italy from a commercial point of view because nobody watches fucking rugby in Italy. You know, it's a soccer mad nation. So what's the benefit?
There's lots of sports that are on TV at the moment that nobody watches that are still on TV.
Women's
Like the
curling.
Curry Cup. We watched the Curry Cup.
Redacted.
Marco, that's redacted.
I love that Curry Cup, man.
I know you do. I see you say it's back. It's back next Wednesday on your screens.
There we go, man.
Varsity Cup on Monday.
Woo!
See it live on SARugbymag live streaming. Super smart.
No, it's the Curry Cup, man.
Curry Cup, yeah.
Well, that's the
Cup.
Vodacom Cup now. Isn't
Yep.
It?
And URC is our Super Rugby,
Yeah.
and we'll still stay strong at Test Rugby.
Yeah.
Long may it continue.
Long may it continue.
Bye bye, Italy.
Yeah. Arrivederci. Guys, thanks for coming in. Love chatting to you guys.
Thanks, Kev.
And good luck with any of you if you bet. You don't bet that, do you?
Nah.
No.
Just keep it to the
It's
end.
never too. You're never too young to learn. Guys, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Kev.
Cheers.
Ciao.